Hello viewers, it's Shinchi Michael from School Review, bringing you a new podcast called The Project Red Review. Tokusatsu that fall under the Project Red Review, and also Impression Sentai will be reviewed on the Project Red Review. Anyway, like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to visualize during this podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this podcast recording will change your adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you can utilize this podcast recording. Now, anyway, let's get into the first episode of Gavan Infinity. So basically, we see Gavan's boss, who is the head of the Galactic Space Federation, having a vision that a powerful alien armada shows up on Earth, and basically he sees 5 Gavans fighting against this alien armada with their mechas. And basically, his vision got after seeing this vision, he's like, he's thinking that this could come true. So basically, we got the the Galactic Federation and the Gavans need to get ready if this ever happens. So anyway, then we cut to Earth, where our main, so basically we cut to Earth. I believe this is Earth Alpha A, where Gavan Infinity lives. So anyway, we see so basically humans and aliens been living together and whatnot in harmony, but there's still some criminals out there. So basically the Galactic Federation police to make sure that everybody's following the law, if you're human or alien, finding galactic laws and whatnot. So anyway, we see two protected. One named Wasabo, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Wasabo and his partner robot Pat chasing after a subject who has Emogear. Emogear is a special battery that represents a different emotion. And also this. So basically, he has an illegal Emogear. So basically, a illegal Emogear are very dangerous. So basically, it can mess with it's very bad for anybody to have illegal Emogear, because it can cause some serious consequences to the person or the environment around it. So anyway, the subject was using this Emogear to transform his hand into a gun and whatnot. It seems like he also has the ability to stretch as well. And basically, Wasabo and Pat the robot, his partner Pat the robot, was given the slip by the suspect, and that's when we introduced to Infinity, Gavan Infinity, named Ragin. Ragin is like, hey, I'm here to arrest you, and basically, and take that Emogear, that illegal Emogear you have. So basically, it turns out that the suspect has some friends, and basically, his friend tried to carry Ragin away, and basically Ragin managed to get away from his friends, and basically transformed into his Gavan Infinity form, and took on the suspect, while really hurting him, and basically he used a special Emogear. So basically he used his own Emogear to subdue the suspect, and basically, Wasabo and Pat the robot showed up and basically took the suspect away, and Gavan took the illegal Emogear back to his spaceship, the Gavantron. So basically So basically, on board his ship, the Gavarion, he has an AI named Aggie, and he has a AI named Aggie, who's a girl AI of the ship, and basically another human, and also a dude named Data Dashi, named Data Dashi. So basically, Data Dashi is also, or his partners on board the ship. So basically, Gavin works for a secret. So basically, Gavin works for a secret galactic department in the spaceships that goes around, collecting Emogears that are being used by criminals and whatnot. So basically, it also goes into different dimensions as well. So basically, so Gavin's ship can also travel different dimensions. Also he has the ability to go to different dimensions and collect Emogears that are used by criminals in that dimension as well, and et cetera, et cetera. So basically, his department is called the document department, but it's just a cover for his true. It's just a cover to his true mission. His true mission is to collect remote gear that are being used by criminals and whatnot, and basically, either on his Earth or on multiple Earths as well. So anyway, so basically, Karen, his boss, tell him that there's a remote energy being used on Earth Lama. So basically, Gavin, and his crew, use the transdimensional device on the ship to go to Earth Lama to find this remote energy from this Emogear and get it away from who's using it for bad thing. Now, like I said, illegal Emogears are very dangerous. So basically, they can cause some serious harm for people in the environment. So basically, this Emogear that's being used on Earth Lama is affecting the Earth, affecting the planet. And basically, the planet looks like pink. So basically, this could end up being bad if this Emogear starts to be overused and whatnot. So anyway, turns out the Emogear is being used by a rioter who wants to overthrow the government and whatnot. So basically, the Emogear gives him the power to shoot energy beams from his hands and whatnot. And also, and basically, he was using against the authorities and whatnot. So basically, we're introduced to the spaceship of that on Earth Atlanta named Cessna. So basically, Cessna has been monitoring the situation, but he has not stepped in yet. So basically, he figured let him, it's the local authorities can't handle it, he will step in and whatnot. So basically, things start. So basically, So basically, the leader of the White Sisters tried to stop him to cause any more trouble, but things went south and whatnot, and basically Raging stepped in after after the White leader accidentally shot his sister with an energy blast from his hand used by the Emogear and whatnot. So anyway, Raisin was like, Raisin could have stopped him right there, but, he wanted to make sure that, that the riot, the leader of the riot, sister, gets some medical attention. So basically, Cessna stepped in and saved Raisin and the rioters, and the white leader's sister from to get out of that sticky situation while the local authorities tried to stop him. So anyway, So Aggie, beamed herself down, digitally to help treat the rioters, the white leader's sister and whatnot, and basically everything, and the white leader's sister was like, ever since he got that Emogear, he just hasn't been himself and whatnot. He wants to overthrow the government and whatnot. So basically, like, Raging promised to, I will try to say your brother and whatnot, but so basically he left Aggie with to treat the white leader's sister, and also Setsuna went to go see what he's going to do about it, and basically so basically the white leader used the Emogear to try to give his people some supernatural strength as well. Each Emogear has a different power, not illegal Emogears can either mess with people's emotions, give them some crazy powers, or give other people crazy powers as well. So anyway, Raging was like Raging came to help out the authorities. He transformed into Gavan Infinity, and basically Cessna was like, he's a spaceship. So basically, Raging introduced himself on spaceship Gavan Infinity from a different Earth. I'm here to stop you and take that Emogear from you. And basically, the Emogear started to transform into a monster, and therefore Gavin. So basically, sometimes when illegal Emogears are being used too much, they transform into monsters. So basically, Gavin, starts to fight against the monster, the Emogear monster, and basically and typical space Gavin, typical space Gavin, tactics, he did a saber laser slash finish. So basically, if you're not familiar with any of the Space Gavin series, or the Space Gavin finisher, it's a saber charge slash. So basically, he did a saber charge slash to destroy the remote monster and took the Emogear that the monster came from and confiscated. So basically, the white leader got arrested, and basically, Gavin helped him realize that he went about like he was born for causing this riot and her and his sister and whatnot. So basically, the white leader got locked up, and basically he went quietly without causing any more damage and hurt anybody else and whatnot. So basically, Cessna was like, so you're a space sheriff from another world, and basically Gavin, basically Raging, who was still in his Gavin form, in his Gavin Infinity form, yes, that's right, and basically Cessna was like he was about to hit Raging with his wooden sword, but he turns out that he has his own Gavin trigger. The Gavin trigger is his, so the Gavin trigger is used by spaceships, the Gavin trigger and his own emotion and his own Emogear as well, and basically set to transform into Gavin Bushido, and basically it seems like there was Raging was kind of shocked that, was kind of shocked that to meet another spaceship on this Earth and whatnot. So anyway, the episode ended with the two spaceship, with the two Gavins staring at each other. Looked like they're ready to fight, and basically that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, this was a good first episode. So anyway, So anyway, this was a good first episode of Gavin Affinity. So anyway, what do you guys think of the first episode of Gavin Affinity? Good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know with the comments below this podcast. Anyway, signing off for 3 views. 1.